It's been a minute since I've kept up with this little series, but I got 2 videos in mind for today just to make up for it. I know I've missed like the past like week or two, but I'm still alone and I'm still by myself. Can't even lie, yesterday I was kind of going a bit mental, because I was just like, when you're by yourself, you're in your head, this and that. I'm doing better. And I was thinking yesterday, I was like, just like kind of having an identity crisis. And I was like, you know what? Let's talk about it. Because I have these quite often. I really don't know who I am yet. I don't think, part of me thinks that you aren't a specific person. You kind of get to create who you are. But I've been struggling with my identity my entire life. I've always been switching to a different persona constantly. And I just thought I might come on here and we can talk about it. Because this seems like an issue that not only me, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people have. An identity crisis. What is an identity crisis? Period of confusion and doubt surrounding one's sense of self, which is exactly what I have been struggling with. And the thing that I've come to realize, especially if you watch The Wizard Liz, is no sense of identity, no confidence. So that is probably my biggest barrier when it comes to my confidence, is trying to figure out who I am as a person. And I have a few theories on it. I think that people, especially when they were children who seem to be, or not even just seem, but who were naturally very self-aware as children, I think those are the most miserable people. Here's the thing about it. Self-aware children, I used to be one, very self-aware as a child. They are smart, they're intelligent, and there has been psychological studies saying that the smarter you are, the more depressed you are, because you see everything in the world, and seeing everything in the world is not a good thing, because this world is evil and not very nice. And so people who are not as smart and who live in delusion often end up being happier because they're not hitting reality. What does that have to do with the whole identity crisis? Self-aware children, I said, are the most smartest, also struggle with the most depression, sadness, anxiety, etc. They also have the biggest identity crisis when they get older. Why is this? Well, here's my theory about it. I think no one person has a set type of style that they are supposed to be born with. I truly believe that you get to make up whatever you want to be, whatever persona you want to give off. I think that we create the person who we want to be in the future. As a self-aware child, they tend to be stuck on a lot of different personas because they're so self-aware, They think that they might want to be more edgy, and then, they're aware that they're edgy, and because they're super aware of it, they all are also aware of different personalities that may look more glorious to them, and so they switch up to being more girly, and the cycle continues. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense. It's because self-aware children know all the styles. They know every single style, and because they are self-aware and there's nothing that they're not aware of, they could match every single type of identity or personality or style or what makes you you. And with that, they often feel overwhelmed with the amount of options. And, you know, there's a process where we're trying and going through, trying different personalities, different styles, seeing what we are most us in. A lot of people, even myself, I have a narrow, like an idea of like who I am, but I'm still like trying to figure it out. That is why, you know, intelligent people, self-aware people often struggle with their identity, is because they know every single type of identity. They know it all. And they're like, well, all of these fit me, so which one do I stick with? And it's like overwhelming. That being said, I think that the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know, maybe we don't have a certain destined identity to each person. Maybe we create it, and we just decide who we want to be. And I think that goes with everything in life. You know, you can decide how you want to live your life. You can decide where you want to move. You can decide what kind of job you want to have, right? I think the struggle with finding your identity is not a struggle with finding the identity that you are meant to have. It's more so creating the identity that you want. You can be whoever you want to be. Sure, we can be a lot of different things. We can come off as a lot of different persons, but narrowing it down to one, especially one that you dream to have, that you enjoy, is the key, is goal. And it is completely okay if after some time, or even in the moment, you decide you don't want this. You don't want to be this type of person, and you just switch over to, you know, something that seems a little bit more suitable to you. Because then again, we all age, we all get older, we all like change, and naturally with that, you change as a person. So of course, you're not going to be stuck with one type of persona your entire life. All this circles back to, you know, me being scared for the future, for my career, for my life. You know, I have a lot of pressure on myself to build my dream life. And so these are just random thoughts that just come spurring in my head. But yeah, no, I've been thinking about self-identity. But I think, at least what I've learned is I just do what feels right in the moment. Like, for example, I picked up this camera, I started recording, I've been talking about it. It's because it's just what I wanted to do. So I think we shouldn't be too focused on trying to become a certain type of person, but instead just doing. And that's another thing. We have to stop thinking. Our brain is our biggest critic. It's us versus us. You versus yourself. There's this book I saw on TikTok, and it said, we think ourselves into misery every single time, but not once into happiness. And that is so true. Part of the problem that you most definitely might be having if you're having an identity crisis is you're thinking too much. And I would know this because I'm victim. And I would know everything I'm saying because I have been victim of everything that I've been describing. I understand completely when it comes to that. I think it's more so just trusting yourself. You know, not everything has to be perfect. I think that's another big thing that I think about when I'm trying to become the perfect person. It doesn't have to be perfect. I know we want it to be perfect, but it doesn't have to. But yeah, it's been like week 2 at this point from my last video of me being solo. It's been quite the peaceful yet stressful journey. Hopefully I can make a video tomorrow. But yeah, that's it. See you guys later.